Currently everyone is hyped about RTX 3080, but I bet many of us can benefit from the current situation and build a super capable gaming PC with RTX 2080 Ti, since tons of people started selling their graphics cards, including RTX 2080 Ti's, for as low as $500 to $600 US. So I challenged current situation and decided to build an Intel-based gaming PC with X flagship GPU. But if this is your first time on this channel, on Epic Game Tech I share my passion in gaming PC build videos, unboxing parts and helping you guys by posting simple how-to guides. So if you find these topics interesting, consider subscribing. Are you ready? Let's go! RTX 3080 showed us pretty impressive gains over RTX 2080 Ti, especially in 4K resolution. But just after its release, everyone faced availability issues, and it seems it will last for a while. Having such a situation, I've decided to build a gaming PC based on Intel platform paired with RTX 2080 Ti. Depending from a region, people got some crazy 2080 Ti deals, since lots of guys were selling their GPUs for $500 to $600. And I saw some guys sharing they got their 2080 Ti for as low as $400 US. So is it a good idea to grab a similar deal? I guess it depends, but I will share how a similar system performs in various titles. I will be building this gaming PC, then sharing each component I've used with some alternative ones you can possibly look for, and benchmarking games using 1440p and 4K resolutions. Let's start our journey! It's really amazing looking PC, and so let's check all the parts I've used in this build. It's one of a few Intel systems I've built on this channel. It's an i7-9700kf, 3.6 GHz as a base clock and 4.9 GHz as a boost clock 8-core CPU. Even if it's not amazingly good at productivity tasks, this CPU manages to get a really nice frame rate. Currently it's around $300 US new, but you should check the used market for a better deal, or even checking out for an i7-8700K, since I saw a few deals for around $250. I've used Gamex L120V2 AIO from a Deepcool. It can handle stock CPU with no troubles. But in case you want to play around with overclocking, I would suggest spending 20 to 30 bucks more and get 240mm AIO, or spend the same budget on a good air cooler. MSI Z370A Pro is quite a basic motherboard model, but it's one of the best models from a budget Z370 lineup and can handle a decent overclocking, especially if you can find used one for a good price. Although have in mind, you will need to update BIOS in case you want to use Z370 with a 9700kf, so you should consider Z390 as it's supporting Intel 9th Gen out of the box. Then I've used 32GB of Corsair Vengeance RGB Pro. It's a nice looking RAM stick rated at 3200 MHz. In most cases you can stick to 16GB of memory, and in my case I've used all 4 sticks just to make it look nicer. One of the most important parts, RTX 2080 Ti Gaming X Trio from MSI. While we are experiencing a bit of a chaos in a GPU market, you can definitely look for a nice second-hand graphics card deals. Yep, Nvidia is planning to release RTX 3070 soon for around $500, but having in mind RTX 3080 case, we can expect a similar stock shortage, and there are a few more questions related to 3070 performance. Anyway, in case you can get RTX 2080 Ti for $500 or even less, from my perspective, it's a nice deal. Moving forward to our storage, I will be using a data 512GB NVMe SSD as a boot drive and an additional 1TB SATA SSD from Crucial. But a storage combo is really up to you, since you can get a much bigger 4TB hard drive as your secondary storage device for pretty much the same price. As for a power supply, I'm using Corsair RM750. It's a gold certified modular PSU, and I would really recommend getting a decent power supply for a similar build. You should be okay with a 650 watt model, unless you are planning to overclock your CPU and GPU. I've measured the power draw of this system, and it was consuming around 120 watts when idle, and up to 490 watts when benchmarking games like Assassin's Creed Odyssey or Shadow of a Tomb Raider. A huge thanks to a first player, since they sent me this cable extension kit. It's the first time I'm using their kit in my builds, and I have to say it looks quite amazing. I really like this kit includes lots of cable comps, and that makes way easier to maintain a cable bands and clean looks. By the way, I will leave a link to all of these parts in the description below. Deepcool RF 120M fans. I just can't miss adding 5 of them to any gaming PC build, especially when you can improve your case airflow and achieve quite a stunning looks. And lastly, I've used a CL500 case from a Deepcool. It's a unique looking and one of the latest cases released just a month ago. I'm already working on a separate CL500 review video and will share a link at the top right corner. Alright, let's jump into some benchmarks. All of the games were tested in 1440p and 4K resolutions using Ultra or Max settings presets. Meaning in case you play with a competitive settings, you will get quite a bigger FPS numbers. I will try to run all of these benchmarks quite quickly, so feel free to pause a video in case you need more time to check all of these numbers. And if you enjoy my content so far, smash that like button.
Claro. Estaré aquí toda la noche.
It's not a surprise, RTX 2080 Ti and i7-9700kf combo managed to get some impressive numbers. Having in mind lots of guys who want to upgrade, you can possibly get a nice second-hand deals on 8th or 9th gen Intel as well as on RTX 2000 series GPUs. I believe RTX 3070 will be quite a similar performer as 2080 Ti, but as always there are some pros and cons in both cases. I mean, if you can get 2080 Ti for less than $500, you do not need to wait months for a possibility to get RTX 3070, as well as you can get an additional 3GB of VRAM. And we do not actually know what's the real performance of this new product yet. But on the other hand, if you can wait, you can get a new product with a much longer warranty and hopefully the same performance. I hope you guys enjoyed this gaming PC build video, and you can find even more stunning builds by clicking here.